Okay.
I guarantee.
John, do I need to have this on my head?
No, sir, you can hold it right like that and go for it.
All right, y'all, if y'all want to gather around where you can hear me clearly, just get close enough to where you hear everything I say. I'm going to do the boring part, read the opening announcements, and then John's going to do the fun part, do the actual on the bid calling. I'm Jeb Howell of Auction Management Corporation. We've been selling these bank recs for Bank of America for about 2 years now, and they got more to go. But they're all sold absolute, which means they all sell the highest bidder. They always close, and I don't think this will be any exception here today. I think we've got a number of serious bidders here. So, but first thing I got to do is read over the opening announcements. So bear with me for just a minute. It is Friday, May the 4th at 10 a.m. We're here at 301 Potomac Avenue here in Quantico, Virginia 22134. On behalf of Bank of America, I want to welcome you to the auction. I want to thank Mr. John Nichols and his team for being here today. I think we've got Shields, who's going to be keeping track of all the bidding. We've got, I think that's Mr. Nichols Sr. right here, and Kelly Strauss is outside. He'll be back in just a moment. They're our Virginia partners, and we couldn't do it without them. I do ask that you pay close attention to these opening announcements as they do govern the conduct of the auction. Note that all the bids are recorded for a couple of reasons. First of all, under auction law, any announcements made in the auction supersede any other announcements, oral or written. And I don't think we have any surprises here today, but just to understand that that's what way we've taken for everything. Secondly, in the event of any confusion over what was said or not said, or bid or not bid, we can always either replay, videotape, or John or Shields here, we can look and check who did what. And we'll go a little bit slow because of that, because we're going to actually, as we take each bid, we're going to get the bidder number and the bid amount. The bank likes to have that record too. This is absolute, no minimums are reserved. It is going to sell today regardless of price. As you know, you all had to pre-qualify to be here to bid. All the online bidders had to pre-qualify to be here to bid. Because we don't want to waste anybody's time, we want to make sure that this thing does close. You need to have sufficient funds here today in your bank account, ready to write a check or wire the money in, so we have the required 10% earnest money down payment. This is an open outcry auction. We do have live webcast bidding thanks to our partner bidspotter.com. John will determine the bid increments. And let me ask Dan, are you there with BidSpotter? Good. I just want to confirm that we do have BidSpotter online. And Dan will be relaying bids from our online bidders directly into the ear of our auctioneer, Mr. John Nichols. So you'll notice a couple of times he'll say, I've got an online bid, or I've got a live bid. So we want to make sure we recognize everybody's bid and give everybody a chance to bid on this thing. 10% buyer's premium, as the sign says, there's one right next to you and one right over here, does get added to the winning bid here today. So if you bid $100,000, do keep in mind that 10% is added to that bid to determine the purchase price, and your purchase price would then be $110,000. If you bid $500,000, your purchase price will be $550,000. So just keep that in mind, that 10% does get added to determine the purchase price, and you'll be okay. And if it gives you any problems, just bid, I've done the math, you bid exactly 9.09% less than you really intend to pay, and it comes out exact. Okay, I usually get less. All right, you'll need to close within 30 days of the auction. Conveyance will be by special, limited, or quick claim warranty deed. What's the typical, what's the equivalent of a special warranty deed here in Virginia? Is it called special or limited? Special. Okay, there'll be a special warranty deed. You'll want to look at, I do assume that everybody here has read very carefully all the material on our website, including the phase one, including the title documents, including the contract, the purchase agreement that you're going to be asked to sign here today. And so you're aware of everything. Do understand that it's very, very important that you did read paragraph 6.4 of Bank of America's contract, which does provide that in addition to the other allocations of closing costs, you are going to have to reimburse at closing to Bank of America the amount of $5,000 to reimburse them for the cost of the title commitment, search fees, the survey, and the phase one. So keep that in mind. As you bid here today, you're going to have your bid amount, you're going to have the 10% buyer's premium, and you can have $5,000 added to that at closing. So just, you know, I know it's a lot to keep in your mind, but don't get carried away is what I'm asking. Just don't be any more than you're comfortable with knowing that. Also, you're also going to reimburse the title company another $1,000. So it's a total of $6,000 on top of all that. So just keep in mind, bid 10% less, 9.09% less, plus $6,000 less than you really intend to pay, and you'll be fine. I know it's confusing, but that's just the way the Bank of America does it. So after the auction, they do require that we have 4 executed originals of that 28, 27, or whatever 30-page contract which you've all seen. And it means you got to initial every page. So we'll run out and get a Coke or something like that and sit down and start initialing and signing, because it'll take a few minutes to do all that. And in addition, Bank of America will require a W-9 from the purchaser. You'll have to have your tax ID number. You need to fill out that W-9, because we're going to. Now I've got my little portable scanner here. We'll scan that all. We'll scan all that paperwork and W-9 off the Bank of America right away today. And then when we get back to the office, we're going to overnight the 4 originals to Bank of America. It circulates through about 20 different departments in Bank of America all over the country, from Texas to California to, you know, and then sometimes in just a couple of days, but more often it's going to be about a week before you get back your signed contract. So do understand that the process takes a few days with Bank of America. That's just the way it is. But you know, like I say, there's a price you pay for having an absolute auction here today, and it's just a little bit of inconvenience. So, but they do intend to sell it. They want to sell them all. But you know, they're on a program to cut down on the number of bank branches, and we're helping them do it. For the online bidders, since you are not here today with a check or a cashier's check, you do understand that you're going to need to overnight within 24 hours or wire the money to the address provided for First American Title Insurance Company. We have that information. We'll email it to you if you're the winning bidder, to where you can get the money in right away to their office. It's going to be closed by the office of First American in Kansas City. That's just the way it works. You know, I said 30 days. I believe it's actually 45 days closing. Is that right in the contract?
I think it says on the terms 30.
Okay. Well, let's just say 30. Assume 30, but I'll let you in on a secret. It'll probably be closer to 45, because it takes those guys a while to do it.
It says 30 right
It
there.
does say 30. Okay. Okay. So, you know, but sometimes it takes them a little while. They got a lot of lawyers in Bank of America. They're nice guys, but you know, it takes a while. We did offer a broker co-op of 20% of our commission here today. I think we had 1 broker register. Is that correct? And so, Mr. Broker, if you are here representing your client, you do understand that you need to be here representing your client and sign the contract here today, and payroll at closing, and you can't be principal and broker on the same transaction. And that covers us for the boring stuff. Is there something else?
No.
Okay. All right. But he can't bid either. Okay. Sorry.
I'm getting wired up because they have to hear me online, but now I can't hear any of y'all, so it's all good. Again,
We'll make sure.
as Jeff said, we appreciate you being here. You have an excellent opportunity to buy a great building and just an awesome community. Congratulations to our mayor-elect that has given us his presence here this morning. But on behalf of Auction Management Corporation, Jeff, and all of us at Nichols Auction Marketing Group, thank you for coming. Turn your bids into any of these guys. Turn your bids into myself. Anything that comes in online, I will let them know as well, okay? So you've got a great opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to buy it today. Of course, all the personal effects, furniture and things of that nature go with the property as well. You've seen the leases online, and so please make sure that you're aware of that as well, okay? It's in your hands, folks. Good luck to each and every one of you. Again, as Jeff said, make sure you have the time to sign the contracts before we get underway. Sir?
Will there be a discussion or open to you on the agreement, the pre-agreement that follows with this building about the town staying for how many years and who pays for all the utilities and everything else in the town? will that be,
The
will that be discussed?
The lease is included in the due diligence consideration, and that's all we can tell you. You had an opportunity to review the lease.
All we know is what was in the lease, sir. That's all, that's all the information that Bank of America gave us was the current lease, which we made available to you.
Thanks.
And we do understand your review.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay? All right, let's buy it. It's in your hands. How much, please? Move it 5, move it 400. Out of here, I have 200 with Kelly's bidder. Now 2, here 300. Out of it 200,000, 300,000. The bid's 200,000, 300,000. The bid with Kelly at 2, 3. Out of it 200,000 out of 3. I have 200 here. You get 300,000 out of 4. Out of it 2, 2. You get 300. Is everybody under 200? Asking 300,000. The bid's live here at 2. Asking 3. Out of it 2, here we get 3. Out of it 2, here we get 3. 100,000 out of mine. We get 2. We get 2. We get 3. The bid is only 200. Asking 300. Out of it 200 of now 3. And 200,000. Internet bidders are not in the lead. The bid is live in the building at 2. Out of a 2, we get 300. Anybody get 275,000 before we close it out? Out of a 2, here we get 75. Out of a 2, 275. Here we get 5. Here we get 5. 5. We get divided out of a 275. Out of a 275,000 out of it for it, folks. It's going to change hands today. If you want it, you need to be a bidder. Out of a 2, here 75. Out of a 275,000 out of a bar, we get 2. 2, we get 75,000. Anybody give $250,000 before we close it out?
Yeah.
Out of a 50. Out of a 50. I have 200 with that lady right there. Is that correct, Kelly? She's your 200 bidder, Jeff.
She can bid against herself if she wants to.
Okay. Totally up to you. Out of a 2, we get out of a 2, here we get 50. Out of a 2, here we get 50. Out of a 2, here 50,000. Out of a buyer, we get 2, here 50. The bid is 200,000. Out of a 2, here, who bid 225,000 before we go?
Anybody else?
225. 225. 225,000 out of the buyer. Out of a 2, 225. Internet bidders are not in. If you'd like to bid at 225,000, out of a 2, 2, we get 25. Out of a 2, here 25,000 out of the buyer, we get divided out of a 2, here and a quarter of the buyer. Out of a 225, this ought not be happening, ladies and gentlemen, at only $200,000. Asking 225,000. Out of a 2, here a quarter. Out of a 2, here a quarter. 225,000 out of a 4, we get 2, 2, we get 25. Out of a 200,000, quarter of a 25, a bid, 5 of a 5, we get about a quarter of a 25. Anybody else here? 200,000. Anybody give any more advance past $200,000? At all. Internet bidders are not in. 200,000. Out of a 2, here we get 2 by 2. Out of a 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. We get 2, we get 2, 2, we get 2. Out of a 2, we get 2, here we get 2. Out of a quarter, here we get 2, here 2 times here, 25. Out of a 2, here we get 25. Out of a 2, here we get 25. 200,000, 225 and I had. Last call, any more advance? Going once at 2. Asking 225, going twice. 200,000, going third and final call at $225,000.
You got her bid.
Anybody give any more? Good job.
Property sells to Kelly's bidder at $200,000 plus the buyer's premium for a grand total of $220,000. $220,000.
Right.